Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW. Thank you, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. And we were here, back from Williamstown, New Jersey, from our little summer camp adventure at Camp Leapfrog. And it was an amazing thing. The first time live in front of fans. You know, you've seen them on IWTV, you've seen the shows they run, the tags, tournaments, all the great Kalane Vision, all that stuff, but it wasn't in front of the fans. Now it was, and it was part of a doubleheader at the H2O Center with the IWTV 100. That's right, the 100th IWTV title defense. That happened later in the night, and we will jump into that on our next episode of VSW. But tonight, it's all about Camp Leapfrog and Abby Jane's 21st. That was the title of it, and with good cause, it was Abby Jane's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Abby Jane. You know, and like I said, this was just one in a lifetime event. Really had a lot of good time at this show. For being, I guess it was everybody's first Camp Leapfrog show to go to live, unless you were one of the wrestlers at one of their previous federation shows. But, let's go through and let's talk about the whole show, really. We started off, we had the singles match of Blank versus the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich. Now, I don't know if you're a fan of Masha Slamovich or not, but, I've seen her quite a few times, and I have to say, she is dynamite. I've seen her on, and beyond WWR, wherever, she wrestles, she is crushing. I actually saw the night before at XS as Violence and Suffering, where she faced and made Anthony Green tap out. Anthony Green, formerly known as August Gray of 205 Live WWE Retro. He's now back as the alternative, Anthony Green, and yeah, she made him tap. So, this was a great singles match to open things up here at Camp Leapfrog, and it was Masha Slamovich with the victory over Blank. And we also saw Masha do a little heel turn work there at the end as she attacked Edith Surreal, who is still injured from her injury and cannot compete at Camp Leapfrog yet. It was kind of a shock, and the fans were not happy. They were all chanting, "Party pooper, party pooper, party pooper." Yeah, it was crazy. Then, on our next match, Campground Warfare, 10-man tag team match. You had Big Calix, Black Strom, Ron Voyage, The Boar, and Violence versus Jordan Blade and the Goons, Darius Carter, Ed O'Neill. You had Kalane McMurphy and Miles McMillennium with Big Dust. This was a huge matchup between a lot of big talent. A lot of big names and a lot of my faves in this. I have to say, on one side, I'm a really big fan of Big Calix, but I'm also a really, really big fan of Darius Carter and Colleen McMurphy. So it was a tough choice of who I wanted to win. Yes, I do root for the heels. I like the bad guys. That is me. The Versace Donut. We love these guys. But, yeah. But it was Big Calix's team that took the victory in the end and really, took the victory home. Big Calix doing an amazing machine gun-like move. Really shut up the place. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen Dick Lane do choke force slams. I've seen other people do trick moves, but this was real power behind that blast by Big Calix. And he's just a superstar. I've seen him at the lab. I saw him and actually in Violence and Suffering as well the night before, and I got to see him at Leapfrog, and he's just a tremendous guy and a wrestler. Really friendly, really nice, and this was just a really fun match to watch up on. The other match we had was great. It was a 4-way tag match, and this was one that I really was interested in, as I am a tag team guy. We had my favorite tag team, the main event, Jay Lyon and Midas Black against Camillus Crumbles and Sonny Devarge and Shinobi Shadow Squad with Ryan Mooney and world-famous CB. You also had the Breakfast Club, Mr. Everanda James, and Pancakes. That's right. We had this 4-way tag team matchup, some of the best tag teams in the division. And it was the main event. Jay Lyons and Midas Black with the impressive victory. Really solidifying, their tag team excellence in wherever they go. Another team that I have seen all over the place and so happy to see again live here at Camp Leapfrog. It was great. I got to meet them afterwards. I got to talk to them a little bit. The last time I saw them, they were way up north in Maine. And it was great to see them here. Like I said, another fan favorite of mine is Pancakes. He's just loved. Everybody loves Pancakes, I have to say. You had a Ray Doranis scramble match with King Crab, Arthur Amata, and Common MK, and Nolo and Quintana with Rex Lawless and The Whisper. And it was actually King Crab with the victory on this Ray Doranis scramble match. Really interesting matchup. These were all guys that I've actually have only seen a few times wrestle on TV. And I was quite impressed. I've becoming a fan of King Crab. And I have to say, Rex Lawless. It was a lot of fun. Seeing a lot of different talent that I don't normally see here in the New England area is always fun for me. The next match was great, in my opinion. It was Thunder Frog versus Matt Makowski, Weapon X. One of today's best wrestlers in the game. You've seen him here. Obviously, you can see him elsewhere too. He's another big name, gonna go places really fast. And he took on a god. I've never seen a god like this before, Thunder Frog. He had his big heavy hammer. He had all sorts of things going on. He was a Thunder Frog. And as I said, Matt Makowski, he had a challenge with him. And kind of a little bit of a prove what was going on. And, to prove himself, Matt Makowski had, to kind of win this. And he did. He broke the trials. He beat the Thunder Frog. And, what's next for Matt Makowski in Camp Leapfrog? There's only so much he can go. But it's going to be high wherever he does. Then we had another 8-man tag team match. The Air Show, Mac 10 and Razwong. And the Colony, Green Ant and the Thief, against Jet Jagori Murlock and the Campground Athletic Commission of Ethan Wild and Johnny Moran with Just Giff. What a matchup. Another great, a lot of people in the ring, a lot of action, a lot of excitement. I've been looking forward to seeing the Colony for quite some time, and they were able to pull out the victory. The team with the Colony and the Air Show. And, it was just a great match. There's a lot of teams I've seen on, IWTV, but never got to see them live. And I got to finally do that. And like I said, great matchup. overall, and I was really impressed, actually, by, the Colony Green and Anthony fan. Really working well as a great team. And the Campground Athletic Commission was pretty funny, I have to say. They made me laugh. And it's always good to have a little humor in professional wrestling, because let's face it, it's professional wrestling. It should have some humor. But, this was just a great event all over the place. I want to say, you had Sam Lantana doing all the ring announcing, tremendous professional in the sport. You had the commentary team, Anthony Blackwell Jr., Scott Holiday, Edith Surreal, a very good professional wrestler. Those are just great people all around. High Tension Wrestling is a great company. And the fact that, they're doing this and now Leapfrog is being done in front of live fans, it's just a tremendous, tremendous feeling. If the VSW podcast saw this and we were right on board with it, I have to say we did sponsor this event. It is something that we believe in. When we see this kind of wrestling, that we see something we're really interested in, the independent scene, we like to help and support and make it thrive. And that's exactly what we did here with Camp Leapfrog. We jumped all in on it, and we went with a great sponsor package to help them out and to get our name out there as well, hoping to make, some new friends across the way here with all the Leap Camp Leapers, or whatever, the Camp Leapfrog people. But we, do want to continue to work with them. We do enjoy the content that they provide. And, I'm still watching some of the older stuff that I didn't quite get to. And, it just always amazes me how good they are. It's a great promotion. And I do suggest, if you haven't already, do check it out. It is on IWTV. You can subscribe there for only $9.99 a month. But it's well worth it. You'll get all the independent wrestling that you could ever want. And more. Believe me, it's worth it. Okay, if you're an indie wrestling fan, even if you're just a casual indie wrestling fan, it's worth it. But if you're an indie wrestling fan like I am, man, you got to get IWTV. There's always something on. There's something on right now. Why I'm doing this. And speaking of that, we had our next match, which was the Camp Leapfrog. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but Campeonatos Terranos title match. Had the defending champions, the outfielders, Boomer Haddingfield and Molly McCoy versus Yokai, Jenikai, and Yoya. I was very excited to see Yoya live. I heard so much about it, and I was very excited, very, very excited, and it mesmerized. Outfield is a great tag team. I watched them win the titles, whenever they did the show. I actually saw Boomer fight in the lab. He did a great job. I got to meet him. Very nice. Very, very nice. But, this was a great classic tag team match. These guys are very, very, very talented. They're solid wrestlers. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but what I mean by that is they can wrestle. It's not just brawling, but they're really good, solid wrestlers. The training's there. But it's not all choreographed. It's not all blah-de-blah like you might see on some TV. This is real good wrestling. But anyways, the Camp Leapfrog, Campeonatos Terranos title match, and the outfielders were successful in their title defense. And they are still the champions. Which brings me to the question is, who's next? And to be honest with you, I think it should be the main event getting a title shot. That's just my opinion, though, but I really do. I mean, they dazzle, they razzle, they shit-nazzle. They are one of the best tag teams in the country right now. Why not give them a shot? That's just me. But we'll see what happens at camp. And that brings us to the final main event of the evening. A legend match, if you might say. And let me tell you this, okay? We reached out to, the legends in this match, and we talked to them. We had a great conversation with them about this. You can listen to us on our channel. Check it out. But it was the team of Abby Jane and the Spectral Envoy, Hollow Wicked and Ultra Mantis Black versus Dan Champion, Travis Huckabee, and the former WWF Hall of Famer, Sydney Bacabella. They were all being managed by a very good professional wrestler. Abby Jane was going to be managed by Abs. He got injured. They broke his arm. Can't believe that. Who does that? That's savagery, breaking their arm. But any which way, we talked to Sydney Bacabella, and he told us his strategy and his game plan, and absolutely none of it happened. It all went out the window when the bell rang. It was total chaos in there. I do have to say, Sydney was on point. He had Andre clothing on. From when he used to drive him, he had other old WWF legendary clothing on. I can't even, it's hard to describe, people. You haven't seen this stuff in maybe 40, 50 years. I'm going back to that time of even like the Grand Wizard of Wrestling when he managed and things like that. It's an old time, and it gave a great feel. But, you had him and Big Dan Champion. Now, we talked to him as well today. You can find that interview on our channel as well. Big Dan. Nothing more to say about him. And Travis Huckabee. Great team. They were my favorites going into this. I mean, I drove all the way 7 hours to see Sydney Bacabella wrestle. Not every day you get to see a legend wrestle. And it is what it is. Abby Jane, happy birthday. And, well deserved. It was Abby Jane, the Spectral Envoy, getting the victory over them. And celebrating their birthday. At the end, Sydney got cornered by Abby Jane, and Abby just went to work. But I do want to say a notable move by Sydney Bacabella, and that was the helicopter spin that he performed. I mean, this was something that you haven't seen. Like, it used to be. I think it was. And if Sydney, if you listen to this, maybe you can, let me know. But I believe, in the beginning of the old WWF Coliseum videos, you saw that move. I think it was you that did it. I think you were on the original Coliseum videos. My God. But any which way, I haven't seen moves like that in a very long time, and that's what wrestling is all about. He did it. He pulled it off, and it was amazing. And that's what legends do. That's how legends act. That's how legends wrestle. And it was a tremendous fight. With that being said, I can't wait to the next Leapfrog event. I want to be a part of it in any which way we can, helping out and being there live to witness all the action. I mean, this is a great promotion. I strongly suggest everybody standing behind it, looking at it, checking it out. And, a big, shout out to Chris Levine, referee, whatever, he just put a whole tremendous day together, and it was really an awesome time. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Camp Leapfrog, and all the great wrestlers that wrestled. And happy birthday once again to Abby Jane. Welcome to being 21. I hope pancakes didn't get you too drunk. Have yourself a good night, everybody, and thank you for listening. Check out our IWTV 100th recap coming up soon. Versace Stoner out.